Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this, another brand new day. It is Saturday morning, and weekends are always really dull and boring for me. Life is life. Very few people make actual videos on weekends. The amount of videos that show up on a Saturday and Sunday generally show up as much over the entire day as Monday through Friday you can get from morning to almost noon, and then there's more videos for the rest of the day, and then at the evening time things get sparse, and then hey, it starts over the next day. So weekends are dull and boring. Such is life, though. All of my hamsters appear to be sleeping. Yup. Little Thigmo is sleeping. Little Gojira is sleeping, and then against the wall the other two were sleeping, so I'm sorry, no hamster this morning. But against over here, I have stuffed hamsters. So, there's hamsters that you can kind of look at. Sort of. They just don't live. Such is life. So it's just kind of boring for a weekend. Life is life. For me, every day is the same. I mean, because I don't work. Well, yeah, I don't. I mean, I do this, but it's every day as I wake up, I come in here and I stay in here doing YouTube stuff, and then I go out for walks, and then I come back and play games until it's time to go to bed, and then I do it all again the next day. So it's every day is the same for me. Weekends are just times when everybody else slows down. So I'm on 365. 365? I can't even remember how that... No, it's 24/7, 365. However you say it, I don't know. But life is life. One thing that I did want to talk about, I've been trying to remember to talk about this. We have a lot of active camouflage in our urban world. And this is very true. I mean, there's a lot of places and a lot of neighborhoods. Regular houses that look like houses aren't actually houses. They're just shells, and either inside is just not a house because the actual house part is just the shell to cover, like, electrical stuff or a plumbing subsystem. So there's active camouflage in that fashion, and that stuff that looks like houses aren't really houses. And in downtown urban areas, a lot of places, like if you have subways and such like that, a lot of things that look like actual apartment fronts or work fronts aren't. It's just to cover up the subway on the other side. There's nothing really there. So there's a lot of active camouflage in urban settings. Walking through Shelton, we have a fair amount of active camouflage on places. One of them I've talked about, and I think this is why it's so fascinating to me. It's an older building. It looks like it's, not really in use. It's got, it's gated and barred, and there's stuff up against the windows. But I've walked by early in the morning and at the right time, and people go in there. And the lights come on and go off at night. So there's people living in there. And it's only because it fascinates me so much because of the active camouflage on the place. Because it looks abandoned, but it isn't. And that's why it fascinates me. There's another place that I walk past as I'm going downtown. There's just this really scruffy looking house. It's dark. There's plywood up against some of the windows, and it's got, there's a fence. There's also another building next to it that's an outbuilding, and it's just shoddily thrown together. It looks like. Because when you take another look at it, it's very structurally sound. And it looks bad. But one night when I was walking by, there came from inside a rich, full, booming electronic sound, at which point it was like, oh, you sly dogs, you. Because outside, the entire place just looks like a dump ready to fall over unless you actually check it out and look. And then you go, wait a minute, it looks bad, but it's not. So, man cave inside? Who knows? Active camouflage in place? Oh yes. So there's a fair, and that's why they fascinate me, because they're trying so hard to look like what they're not. And because of that, because you sort of catch the glimpse of the chameleon shape behind the color, that you go, wait a minute there, something's a little... And that's why they fascinate me so much, because there is a lot of effort being put into these places to look like something they're not. And that is fascinating. And that's also why it's none of my damn business, and I don't want to obsess over it, because in both places they're just private property. People living there. They don't need somebody going, oh, because that's not good. So I have to balance the observing active camouflage in urban settings with it's private property. I don't have any right or business to go anything more than just looking like I'm doing and then drop it. So, if we had the kind of urban decay where you could do the urban exploration of abandoned places, I would really be into that. That is the sort of thing I would be doing all the time. I am fascinated by urban decay. I am fascinated by places that just look like what they're not, or were one thing and are now falling apart. It's dangerous. You got to be super careful, but wow, it's just urban decay, while depressing, is just also fascinating. And I tossed this one out as just a thing toward the end of one of my vlogs the other day, but my feelings of also enjoyment of exploring is tempered with the depression of things that we have made falling apart. I get that sort of depressed feeling when I'm watching everything now that's of human make, because nothing we make, nothing we do is lasting. Everything, as I go walking through Shelton and looking at all the buildings, I mean, you see the buildings that they've torn down, so I mean, you don't see them anymore, but there are several buildings that recently in the past year have just been torn down, gone. And that's extremely, of course, ephemeral. And then there's the fires that have taken other places away. No buildings are designed for permanence anymore, whether it's architecturally for style or just being built. They're just built to last a little while and then tear it down and start over with something else. And it's just everything we do is just termite mounds, and as lasting and as important as termite mounds or ant hills. I mean, nothing we do is of any permanence, especially if we don't manage to slam the brakes on hard in the next 11 years, if we've even got 11 years before the damage is too far and it's just going to be waiting for the end. That is just so sad and depressing. I don't want the world to to become uninhabitable for life like ours. It's just so sad. And as I've seen with this one meme especially, it's intelligent life would not destroy the same planet that it requires for life. You know, paraphrasing. Ruined that one, sorry. But it's like, yeah, are we really intelligent life? I mean, very few human societies have been even symbiotic with the planet. It's been mostly just destruction. I mean, if our species manages to survive into the future, who knows what the future is even going to be, when we're right in the middle of this huge extinction event that may end up taking out everything. So, yay! So speaking, of course, there's that thing with, you know, science and why aren't there aliens, and the thought of there being a great filter where we haven't heard from aliens out there because there's something that there's, you know, steps and filters that most things don't make it through. One of our big steps was when we broke from single cellular and simple multicellular to the multicellular that exploded during the Cretaceous. That was a huge step. It took 3 billion years for life to do that. That's a long time. So, but then I think we're right in the middle of the great filter event right now, because if we can't stop global climate change, it will kill us all, and that's not fun. So speaking, one of the big things that has bugged me about this whole Avengers and Thanos, it's like, you know, snap and half the life in the universe goes. That's nothing. That does nothing. And I haven't seen Endgame. I haven't even seen any of them. I've seen Ant-Man and Deadpool out of all of the Marvel movies. Just those two. But just the idea of, like, you know, snap, half. 130 some odd years ago on our planet, we had 1 billion people. And now we've got 7, 8, 9 billion, however many. If you just snap and half the human race goes, that leaves 3.5 billion, which is 3 times as many as we had 130 years ago. How long will it take us to get back to where we are right now population-wise? You'd have to get rid of 99.99% of everybody in the universe to even have a chance of lowered population, meaning greater resources. If you have the ability to do anything, you'd need to double, treble, quadruple, sextuple the amount of resources in the universe, because otherwise, as I watched in this one Kurzgesagt video, it's where if you only kill like 95% of the population, with our breeding rate, that's not a great filter, that's not a roadblock, that's a speed bump. It won't take long before we're back where we were. Less than 200 years, I would think. That's just a speed bump. Yeah, I mean, to the 95% of everybody who's dead, still, that's a big deal, but, you know, it's going to happen to us all anyway, so. But the idea being, don't destroy the planet just because, you know, life is meaningless. You know, life may be meaningless and pointless, but it only contains what you put into it. So put meaning into it. Put purpose into your life. Don't just throw your hands in the air and give up. Because, yeah, there's no meaning, there's no point, there's no reason to life. It's beyond sheer animal survival. Past that, no, there's no reason beyond what you put into it. So find something important. Find something wonderful. Find something greater than yourself and put it in your life. And then, son of a gun, you've got all the purpose, meaning, and that you need. Thumbs up for that. The world is your oyster. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people. It is a range of 20 to 25 because even though I count in American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand, I still, with my depression, fibromyalgia, brain damage from my alcoholism, my memory is 1,000% better than it used to be, but still not good. And if I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker. We're just not good at that sort of thing. I'm better than most, but most is not all. And of course, I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm going to read them afterward, as many as I can. Thumbs up the ones that I read, answer as many as I can. But for right now, I'm just thanking you for having left a comment. A good comment, a bad comment, and a different comment. Thank you for having left a comment. The participation is what is important. Thank you so much. Now, let me call it my Chrome because that's foolishly what I use. Sean Curtis TV, thank you very much. And Chris with an apostrophe, greatly appreciated. Cody Bradley, yes indeed, thank you very, very much. And Saika Asu, I sure hope I pronounced that even halfway appropriately. Alex, greatly appreciated. And Damon Spence, thumbs up and thank you. Sam Dillon, greatly appreciated. Kai Chifu, I sure hope I'm close, thank you. Katie Bug, thank you very much. Ice Damon, greatly appreciated. And Evan Alexander, one day I'm going to use Discord. I keep forgetting it's there. That's the only reason. Kathy Kitscat, greatly appreciated. And Colin Butler, thank you very much. Bonrad, I like the name. Osiris075, thumbs up. Zombie Wolf, greatly appreciated. And Shay Shem Tov, thank you very much. Dip LX, I sure hope, thank you very much. Cast Cody, greatly appreciated. Only 8D Music, thumbs up. And Tetsuya, thank you very much. Christoph Binnemans, greatly appreciated. Sid the Science Kid, thumbs up and thank you. Pandora NYC1, greatly appreciated. And last but not least, Jeff Kavanaugh. Thank you all so very much. Oh, that hurts. It's so tired. I don't know what I can do. Obviously something, I don't know, but still. It's just, gosh, I don't know why. It's like ow! Right there, especially. Ever since I fell on the ice a couple months back, that has just hurt like the devil in there at certain positions. I don't know why, I don't like it. But hey, if you can check out my various links, I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com, NearlySeniorCitizen.com. If you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. But if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I do take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest, so thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. Definitely a thumbs up. And if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be very cool, very appreciated. Now I would understand if you didn't want to, but if you are down with it, I will do my very best to keep you entertained from now until the literal end of time, which is, again, hopefully more than next Tuesday. Even though, again, once I die, the universe does come to a crashing halt for me. As it does for everybody when you die. I mean, after all, for all you know, the universe does come to a crashing halt upon your death. I mean, maybe you're just a brain in a jar and you're just hallucinating all of this. Who knows? Philosophically, who knows? We could be in a matrix. We could be in a simulation. It's hard to say. With no way to tell, there's no way to tell. So live your life as if it's a real life, because if it is a real life, then you're living a life, and it isn't, then still you've lived a life, and that's important. That's a good thing. Definitely. Well, I've got, that was a huge amount of lag. I don't know if it recorded it that way, but it sure showed it on my webcam software thing. But I've got this video here, obviously. Thumbs up for Captain Obvious there. I've got a video I need to edit and render, and then another video that I'm going to get done. I do want to drag my camera up and take a recording through the construction zone with all the destruction that they've done there. I love walking through construction zones. They're cool. So there's things coming up, and that's a good thing. So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, my friend, and that is a very good thing. If I let my arm rest, then I can use it. You know, it's only when I'm holding it upward or in certain positions it hurts. I don't know why.